What is poppin'? What is going on YouTube world? My name is Ghiman Mckinney, or you can just call me Juice because that is my nickname. I appreciate you guys for watching today. Be sure to smash this like button right about now, as it does help these videos get out to the public and the channel to grow overall. Subscribe to my channel if you're new as well. I do post a ton of great sports videos weekly and almost every single day if I can, and turn on post notifications too, so you don't miss a single one of those videos that I post. It's only right, you guys. I gotta tell you something right now. Phillip Rivers is washed. He's not that good anymore. He's not great. He's not even been a top 20 quarterback this year. Phillip Rivers has just been bad this year. And I get it. The Chargers are 4-7. They're a talented team. I will give them that. But they've not been great this year. The offensive line has had some injuries. They've not been great up front. The offensive line is terrible. Okay? And but you cannot deny the fact that Phillip Rivers this year has just been awful. And again, the Chargers have lost a lot of close games. But to some degree, that's an indictment on Phillip Rivers, because if your quarterback is great, he can carry you over the top. And I feel like right now, Phillip Rivers is more of a liability to the Chargers than he is something that's positive for that team. And he's by far one of the worst quarterbacks in football as far as this year goes. I mean, did you see him versus the Chiefs? The Chiefs do not have a great defense. The guy threw 4 interceptions versus the Chiefs. Not great. Did you see him versus the Raiders struggle to throw the football down the field? He was not great versus not a great Raiders defense. I mean, did you see him versus the Broncos? He was struggling. Did you see him versus Detroit? He was struggling. I mean, it's been consistent. Phillip Rivers week to week has not been the same quarterback. And it's come to a point now where the Chargers need to move on and get another quarterback. They either need to sign another quarterback or they need to draft another quarterback. It has gotten to a point where you can no longer win a Super Bowl with Phillip Rivers. And I hate saying that because I actually like Phillip Rivers. I love Phillip Rivers' intangibles. I like the fact that he smack talks, you know, teams on the field. He's a fun guy. He's fun to watch when he's going good. But Phillip Rivers right now, no, he's not great at quarterbacking anymore. He's not good anymore. And I really do firmly believe that the last opportunity that Phillip Rivers got to get a ring was last year. The ship has sailed. Last year was his best opportunity. The Chargers had 7 Pro Bowlers on their team. Elite quarterbacks. Elite defensive ends. Really good offense. A 12-win team last year. You could make the argument last year the Chargers were the best team in football. And they might have been the best team in football. But in reality, they did not get it done. They didn't get it done come postseason time. They lost to Tom Brady and the Patriots. They got destroyed. They got annihilated. And that was Phillip Rivers' last opportunity to win a Super Bowl, in my opinion, because this is one of the first times where I saw a Phillip Rivers-led Chargers team, and I looked them dead in the eyes and said, this team is better than Tom Brady's Patriots. And it didn't work out. It's just one of those things where the ship has sailed. Rivers is never going to win he's never going to win a Super Bowl. He'll probably make the Hall of Fame, but that ship has sailed. And again, I'm not knocking Phillip Rivers by saying he's terrible right now and that he's washed, because at some point, it's going to come that time. It's going to come a time where elite quarterbacks are not going to be good anymore. You know, it happened to Eli Manning, a Hall of Famer. It's now happening to Big Ben Roethlisberger, who's not even playing right now, a Hall of Famer. It's happening to Tom Brady right before our eyes. It happened to, you know, Peyton Manning. It happened to Brett Favre. Phillip Rivers throughout his career, he's never been an elite quarterback. He's never been that guy. But Phillip Rivers has always been consistently an above average quarterback for most of his career. He consistently was giving you B to B plus level quarterback play week to week. Sometimes A to A plus on a really, really good day. But now Phillip Rivers is giving me C minus and D minus and F level quarterback play if I'm grading him. He's old, unathletic, and no longer the same guy. And with guys like Deshaun Watson, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, he just does not match up. He doesn't match up anymore as far as quarterbacks go. The Chargers now are at a disadvantage at quarterback. And that's when you need to move on. It's time. And I get the offensive line is bad, but in reality, that's the world we are living in the NFL right now. Offensive linemen are much more harder to draft nowadays. It really is, because offensive linemen are not being developed properly anymore in college. There's less 7-on-7s. There's less hitting time in practice. You don't simulate live in-game action as much in practice now, just because teams are more concerned with player safety and keeping their players fresh and healthy. offensive linemen are becoming harder to develop. There's a lot more busts coming out of college as far as offensive linemen go than ever before. I mean, look at the offensive lines this year. Baltimore is really good. The Colts have a great offensive line. The Steelers have a great offensive line. The Dallas Cowboys have a great offensive line. What other offensive line is really, really elite? You don't find elite offensive linemen consistently in the NFL today right now. You just don't do it anymore. So, unless you're mobile, like Watson or Lamar or Mahomes or Rodgers, you're not going to succeed in the NFL today as much. And the way the game is being played today does not lend Phillip Rivers any outlet, okay? It doesn't aid him anymore because he's a sit-in-the-pocket duck quarterback. And unless you're Tom Brady or Drew Brees and throwing dots within the pocket, if you can't move, you're toast in the NFL today, where quarterbacks are more athletic than ever. So, bottom line, the Chargers need to move on from Phillip Rivers. So what should they do? What should the Chargers do? In my opinion, the Chargers need to do one of three things. They need to either sign Cam Newton, they either need to draft Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, or Tua Tagovailoa. Most likely Tua Tagovailoa because I do think he will fall in the draft. Or they need to go out and get Teddy Bridgewater in the offseason. I'll explain all three of those scenarios to upgrade their quarterback position. Listen, Cam Newton, I cannot think of a better fit for Cam Newton than the Chargers. I really can't think of it. I've said in the past that Cam Newton would really fit in well with the Chicago Bears. And to some degree, he really would. And Chicago is terrible at quarterback. Mitch Trubisky might be worse than Phillip Rivers this year. That's how bad Mitch Trubisky has been this year. The Bears desperately need a quarterback. They have all the parts to win a Super Bowl. But Cam Newton in a Los Angeles Chargers uniform, for one, the Chargers are moving to a new stadium, okay? Pretty soon. And they are struggling to sell tickets. They don't have a loyal fan base. They need juice to be brought to the franchise. What better juice than Superman Cam Newton? Oh my God, Cam Newton. He would bring a new added dimension. He would bring buzz. He would bring swagger, and he would be bringing swag in those Chargers uniforms to Los Angeles with the Chargers. And again, if you give Cam Newton, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Hunter Henry, Melvin Gordon out the backfield, Austin Eckler out the backfield, if you give him those wide receivers and those running backs, Cam Newton's going to ball. I mean, Cam Newton went to a Super Bowl in his prime with Philly Brown, with Jericho Country, with the corpse of Greg Olsen, who's always hurt, Mike Tolbert, and what's his name? Jonathan Stewart. Yeah. Cam Newton, up until this past year where he's been unhealthy, has been dealing with bad offensive line and bad wide receiver play. Outside of Kelvin Benjamin and Steve Smith for a year or two, Cam Newton has never had great weapons, never had great wide receiver play, never had these type of running backs. I mean, and when I look at Cam Newton, the guy won MVP and went 15-1 with those weapons, Philly Brown and Jericho Country and Ted King Jr., okay? At his best, he's better than Phillip Rivers. At his best, he's better. I don't want to hear anything, okay? Phillip Rivers, he's a great quarterback. He's probably going to make the Hall of Fame. But Cam Newton at his best is going 15-1 and making a Super Bowl, okay? You need a player like Cam Newton. With that defense, with those players, Cam Newton would fit right in. And again, you do need to beef up the offensive line if you're putting Cam Newton in there. I know Cam Newton has had some injury history. It's a question, how good is he going to be medically and how well prepared will he be, when he comes back off injury. But I am here to tell you right now, if you put a healthy Cam Newton on the Chargers right now with this loaded roster, because the Chargers right now, they are a talented roster. If you put a healthy Cam Newton on this team, they can win a Super Bowl. And the last time Cam Newton was healthy, until he got injured, he was 6-2 and threw 15 touchdowns to 4 interceptions in 8 games played under North Turner. So the Panthers are looking to move on from Cam Newton. Sign Cam Newton if you can. He sells tickets and he make you a Super Bowl contender. In the draft, if you can get Justin Herbert, if you can get Joe Burrow, if you can get Tua Tagovailoa, do it. Because they can sit behind Phillip Rivers if they need to and learn. And they will go to an actual real team with real players around them. I don't think that the Chargers are going to have the ammunition to trade up with Miami, to trade with Cincinnati. And for one, because I think that Cincinnati and Miami, I think it's at this point probably locks that they're going to get Tua Tagovailoa. They're not Tua Tagovailoa, I'm sorry. That they're going to get Joe Burrow or Justin Herbert. The Dolphins and the Bengals, if I had to bet money, are getting Joe Burrow. If I had to bet money, the Dolphins are getting Justin Herbert. So if I am the Chargers, I would try to trade up with teams like the Buccaneers, teams like the Jets, or if Tua Tagovailoa is there in my laps, if he falls, I would draft him. Because I think that Tua, if he gets put in the right situation, he can succeed. And again, I know his injury history has been there, but I firmly believe that now that Tua Tagovailoa has had a ton of injuries, he's going to drop outside the top 10. The Chargers right now, if the draft started today, they'd have the 11th overall pick. If Tua Tagovailoa is sitting there at some point, or a Justin Herbert, or a Joe Burrow, you gotta take him. I don't think that Tua or Herbert or Joe Burrow will ever be elite like an Aaron Rodgers or a Mahomes, but they'll be really good at their peak, in my opinion. So if you can draft Tua, go draft him. You know, there's teams like the Bengals at number 1, they're probably going to take a quarterback. There's teams like the Dolphins that might take a quarterback. But outside of that, you know, the Chargers are one of those teams that probably needs a quarterback now that Phillip Rivers is so washed up and old. So if you can sign him, do that. Teddy Bridgewater, signing him would be a good option, okay? The guy won 11 games in 2015 and 2016, okay? In the 2015-2016 season, Teddy Bridgewater, behind a really good defense, behind a really good running game, he won 11 games. When Teddy Bridgewater has been healthy, it's been shown he can get you to the playoffs and win 11 games. And had the kicker not missed a chip shot field goal versus Seattle in the playoffs, Teddy Bridgewater that year wins a playoff game versus Russell Wilson. Teddy Bridgewater is accurate. He's always been accurate. He has a career completion percentage of 65%. He's coachable. And this year versus the Saints, he was 5-0. So when you put a real team around Teddy Bridgewater, he's going to win you games. Now, I don't think Teddy Bridgewater at his peak will ever be Phillip Rivers. But right now, to me, Teddy Bridgewater is a better, more viable option than Phillip Rivers at quarterback because Phillip Rivers has been terrible. Phillip Rivers this year has not looked good. Okay? This year, Phillip Rivers is a turnover machine. He's turned into Jameis Winston. You need stability. And again, I don't think the Chargers necessarily need elite level quarterback play. I really don't think they need that because they have such a good team around Phillip Rivers that if he just doesn't screw up, if he doesn't throw so many picks and make so many bad decisions, the Chargers can win more games. So that's where I'm at with the Chargers. Phillip Rivers is old. He's washed up. That's okay because it's gonna come a point in time where every great quarterback is going to decline. He's at that point in his career. It's okay, Chargers fans. It's not me making a hot take. It's not criticism. It's a reality. Okay? And so, to solve that, sign Cam Newton. If you can, definitely draft Joe Burrow, draft Justin Herbert, or draft Tua Tagovailoa if they're there. If you need to trade to get him, do it. If you can trade for Justin Herbert, do it because he's worth it. I think Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert are worth trading up for if you're the Chargers because the Chargers have a small window of a Super Bowl opportunity. And if all that fails, sign Teddy Bridgewater. That's my thoughts on this whole situation. Be sure to comment where you agree with me and disagree with me. Love to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video today. Be sure to smash this like button right now if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel if you're new as well. I do post a ton of great sports videos weekly and almost every single day if I can. A fun fact about me is I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world. I want to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. Kind of like Colin Cowherd, Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp. You get the point. Okay, I want to do sports, television, and radio for a full living once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I currently am a freshman there right now. So the best thing you guys can do to just help me continue to grow as a young broadcaster is to just share this channel with all your friends because potentially if this channel really gets somewhere, I want to start my own network, okay? You know, or potentially if it doesn't, you know, or if I fall a little bit short, I want to go into a big time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. So the best thing you guys can do to just flat out, just help me grow as a broadcaster. Help me learn, you know, get other people hip to this channel, you know, just share this channel with all your friends. Share this channel on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it on Instagram, all that good stuff. Also, be sure to follow me on all my social media platforms. And once again, guys, just share this channel with everyone you know. Get everyone hipped and watching these videos. Get my voice out there and heard. Share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it on Instagram, all that good stuff. It's been your boy Ghiman Mckinney, or you can just call me Juice. I appreciate all you guys for tuning in today. I really do. Have a God bless day. Stay motivated, you guys, and I'm out.